In 1162, a child was born that would later change the world as they knew it for centuries. This child was called Temujin because Temujin is his birth name. Later in life, he was known as Genghis Khan. The Mongol people were a loosely knit confederation of tribes that feuded over land, horses, and power. This allowed Temujin to gain power at a faster rate. Before Temujin, there was no law, literacy, or much knowledge in the steppes of Asia. Temujin also brought extreme loyalty because he valued loyalty over anything else. The steppes of Asia was very poor because they lived off the land, were constantly raided by other clans or tribes, and didn't have a government set up on economy. Temujin was a close relative to a Khan who united the Mongol tribes to suppress the Chinese invaders for a short time. Temujin Khan was unhappy with the state of the country and decided to make a change. Before he even started to take risks in battle, he was destitute and wanted to change that for himself and many others. Temujin Khan was recognized as a natural and powerful leader by many. Those who did either joined him and he would shower them with gifts, or if there was an enemy and didn't join him, they were killed. Temujin Khan started earning his reputation through combat, where people thought of him as a very talented warrior. Soon many people had joined him, and he was considered very kind to his loyal subjects. Temujin went to his future bride's estate to show her his worthiness to her family. On Temujin's father's way home, he went to a council meeting with a rival tribe to eat, and he was poisoned. Temujin went into hiding because of his father's disgrace to his tribe for dying. His family was not considered worthy to be in the tribe because there were just a few more mouths to feed. This caused Temujin to not become tribe leader. Then they were abandoned and left to fend for themselves. Temujin killed his half-brother because he was the oldest male in the family, and he thought his half-brother was weak. Eventually, Temujin strengthened an old alliance between his father and Ang Khan. He gave Temujin land and soldiers. Temujin Khan started to gain supporters and also started to form a small army at only the age of 16. Then he married Borte. His planned bride secured the alliance between their two tribes. Temujin Khan's troops were put into groups of 10. If one member messed up, all were punished. They were responsible for one another. When Temujin Khan came onto the battlefield, it changed Mongol warfare permanently. This allowed him to win swiftly and effectively. He ordered looting to the end of the fighting so his army could not be wiped out in the middle of the chaos. Then the loot was split evenly among the men. He even left some loot for fallen soldiers' families. Temujin started to gain supporters and also started to form a small army at only the age of 16. Then he married Borte. His planned but also loved bride secured the alliance between their two tribes. When Borte was taken from Temujin Khan by the Merkits, he gathered some of his allies and descended upon the Merkit army and people searching for Borte. His success was largely due to his personality, strong alliances, and favoring skill and loyalty over bloodlines. Temujin had competent allies in key positions, not family members, because he didn't want people with poor judgment and battle capability in high positions. He killed all of his rivals, including one of his good friends. Temujin Khan used his military power to subdue and convince tribes and people to join him. He avenged his father's murder by the Tatars by slaughtering all of the males who were taller than the height of a cart's axle, and then enslaved the women and children. As a result, the enemy tribe basically ceased to exist. Some of the final battles sealed his rule because his allies were planning on turning on Temujin Khan. Temujin's old ally Tagarhil and his childhood friend Jamaka, both of whom had aided him in his rise, decided to oppose him. Temujin Khan beat Tagarhil's Karat army in a violent 3-day battle, and then absorbed Tagarhil's soldiers into his own force. After that, when the time came to fight Jamaka, it was a hard-fought battle. The two armies they faced were the Goturks and Jamaka's combined forces. Temujin Khan fought the Goturks while Ang Khan fought Jamaka. As this was a major betrayal to Temujin, it might have conflicted with him and may have caused him to falter or hesitate. After this, there were a few minor battles, and then Jamaka was given a noble death by breaking his spine in the final battle. After the fighting, Ang Khan became too old and he died. This marks the unification of the Mongol tribes, the start of the empire. At this time, Temujin was deemed worthy from the gods and shamans to be proclaimed Genghis Khan, or universal ruler. Temujin Khan started to put his new laws and regulations to work, which gave equality in race, religion, and also banned bridal robberies. The impact of Genghis Khan uniting the tribes was many things. He abolished bride kidnapping, enforced diplomatic law. Loyalty was very high after this. Khan was now feared but respected. The Mongolian military was now at the peak of its power, or close to it. Because Genghis Khan had conquered a ton of tribes, some may have wanted revenge. Some former Tatars, which was an enemy clan, tried to assassinate people like former chiefs or Temujin's trusted allies and friends. After Temujin Khan had conquered all tribes, he converted what was just pieces of land owned by tribes that hated each other into a country and fully capable empire. Then he conquered the Chinese state, which changed life across Asia and the Silk Road. Genghis Khan impacted women greatly because he forbade the selling of women, encouraged women to discuss major and political decisions, and he encouraged his wives to sit with him at the table and voice their opinions. Mongol women in general had it better than almost all other women around the known world at that time. This event led to the almost unstoppable military power in the Asian continent. The only place defeated after the rule of Genghis Khan is Hungary and Japan. Both times in Japan, the army is wiped out by a hurricane. Everybody prospered under the rule of Genghis Khan. Mostly everyone was happy. He enforced laws to keep fighting the battlefield. Genghis Khan was mostly accepted as the leader. The long-term impact of the story is the Mongol Empire that eventually split into different empires, and the longest-lasting empire was the Chinese that had origin in the Mongol Empire. Then the last ruler directly related to Genghis Khan was in Kazakhstan in the early 1900s. Without Genghis Khan, we would not have the saying, "You can't defeat Russia unless a Mongol." His empire lasted long after his death. Temujin Khan formed to what would become the biggest empire at the peak of its power, the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan conquered one of the warring Chinese dynasties, which changed the balance of power more towards the Mongols. In the late 12th century, Temujin Khan united the nomadic tribes of the steppes to triumphantly establish an impenetrable empire. Many people think of Temujin Khan as a savage and rapist Mongol that took over most of Asia and killed millions. This is not entirely true because yes, he did kill millions, but he was not a savage or a rapist because he was very civil. Genghis Khan once said, "I am the punishment of God, for if you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me on you." Genghis Khan didn't think he was a savage or a rapist because he gave women more rights than most, and he was very kind to women.